according to how you read it. But let's now see the definition. Now, try to pay attention to the definition because it will give you an idea of where we're going here. So read me again what that word means, and read me the word also.
Accidentum, the omission or absence of a conjunction between parts of a sentence.
Keep going.
Synthetically unmarked, but semantically connected.
Keep going.
That's all.
Okay, so it's going to be this thing. It is going to be a taking away of a conjunction with the idea of emphasizing something different, which is emphasizing the end. Remember I told you in the last one that we spoke that it had to do with slowing down or speeding up things? In this one, it's just speeding up. It's going and jumping to the end. So the concentration and the emphasis is on the ending. It's trying to get you there. So there are many things that you learn from there, but you learn two things. In the other word that we used in the last couple of programs, it was one step at a time and emphasizing each step, right? In this one, it's going to be, I'm emphasizing the end. It's like I'm rushing through it to get to the end, and I'm jumping the conjunction so that I can get there faster, right? So it's the emphasis on the end. That's what it's trying to emphasize. God is. But it's also the emphasis on the togetherness of the phrases that he's not putting conjunctions in, meaning I am going to look at several things and say them, and they come as a whole. Are you with me there? Is it too early? Do I need to say it again? I need to say it again. I can tell. So on the other one, we took each step, right? We went, and each step meant something. And in this case, it's true. But what God is saying is, I'm going to go through the list so that you pay attention to two things. The application or the ending, that's what I want you to emphasize. That's the way God is putting it here. And also that you will have another struggle, and that will be to look at the togetherness of that whole group where I took away the conjunctions. That is where you're going to battle. And you're going to try to figure out how to get there. That's the ability that we have right here. Now, just so that I can illustrate that, and I know many of you guys did not pay attention to this kind of class. I didn't either, by the way. But those of you who paid attention, you're going to remember the most famous of this accident that we see in literature. There's one very famous that is often mentioned, and if you weren't to school, you heard it already. Just didn't pay attention. It was Julius Caesar when he had done a great war and had won really a quick battle. And the little phrase is "Beni, Bidi, busy," and really what it means is I came, I saw, I conquered. You remember that one? I came, I saw, I conquered. Good grammar to say I came, I saw, and I conquered. He jumped it. He just went, I came, I saw, and conquered. And what he wanted to emphasize is this was easy. Just boom, 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 boom. I got it. That's why he did it. And he became a very famous literary thing that is said in the school. Well, that is an example of that word. That's what we have with that word in. So what I have in all of the expression of following is that I look at that and you say, okay, wow, that's famous. That guy really got it together. Well, it's in the Bible. Way before he got here. There are many instances in the scripture where God uses that. So he is the inventor of literature of this nature. This is what he does. And I want to just point out some of the things that we can look at in the scriptures for us to know where we go with those passages. For example, let's go over to Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. Now remember, this is going to be the fruit of the Spirit. And try to remember the two things that we're looking at. Remember, there's more things to learn. But because of the limit of the time that we have in the mornings like this, I'm looking at two only: the togetherness of the wholeness of the whole paragraph before, and the fact that it's rushing and eliminating something so that he can tell you that's what you have to look at. That conclusion, that is what matters. That is what he's trying to emphasize. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
5:22. Now, there's going to be some expression, but this will be one of the easiest things. But the fruit, singular, you see how that worked? Not the fruits, the fruit. So that's the togetherness that I'm talking about. The fruit of the Spirit is, not are, but is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. You see what is missing there? There is no and self-control. Now, it isn't that God doesn't know that you should put an and there somewhere. Since he invented all this stuff, he can put it wherever he wants to put it. But in many of the lists, you have the and at the end. Not here. He jumped it. And what is he going to say? Gentleness, self-control. Against things, there is no law. Against such things, there is no law. What is he talking about? He's saying there is a togetherness about the fruit of the Spirit to the point where he calls it a single name. And it can mess you up because he's giving me several things, and I want to emphasize this one and emphasize that one. And what he's saying is, when you have the fruit of the Spirit, these manifestations come together. It isn't like you can say, I'm just going to be joyful and forget all the other ones. It don't work that way. That's what he's doing. He is skipping something to give you a block and say that is a block. It's not one against the other. It is a block. And so he takes away the conjunction so that you know it is a block. And then he gives you at the end, against such things, there is no law. You see what he's saying? When you're battling with the law, that is not what he wants you to do. He wants you to see the flowing to get to the end against such things. Now, one little point here also. When he says against such things, that reference is there are other things that are part of the fruit of the Spirit. He's just giving you an example. That's why he doesn't say against those things. He says against such things. Too much English, right? Okay. Let's do it again. Now, some of you guys, you live and die in education and all that other stuff. But the rest of us minions don't do that. So look at all of that stuff and you understand when he says against such things, it is giving you an example of saying, don't bottle it in these ones that I just wrote right here. Those are the examples, such things, meaning there are other things that are the fruit of the Spirit and you're going to manifest them. But these are the ones you need to be looking for. But he gives them to us as the fruit, even though it's a list. So that's why he's going blah, 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 blah. There's no and, no emphasis. Not saying this one is better than that one. But the whole group of things need to be part of your pursuit. And against such things, there is no law. Now let's look at another one because I can tell I'm going to have to work harder today. Okay, let's go to Mark chapter 7, verse 21. Mark 7, verse 21. Mark 7, verse 21. For from within, out of the heart of men, come evil thoughts, sexual immorality. Now, he is giving us what this list is going to be about, right? He's going to give us a list about evil things. Let me start it out again. Mark chapter 7, verse 21. For from within, out of the